think they liked it.
Can't see any of you.
Yeah, we cannot see it. Incredible achievement, Kristen. So let's get right into it. I think this is a story you've been wanting to direct for a really long time. I'm curious, even now as you've been taking this movie around for these last few months, how you reflect on what it felt like to actually do it, to actually get to make this movie.
You have to trust that process and make sure that you cherry pick your family. And I think maybe when I watch the movie, I think it's perfect, but it's totally mine, and I'm allowed to love it and be embarrassing about it. Nobody else has to feel that way. I can't believe that it happened. I can't believe she did all of those things, and we went to all of those places. And what was posited is still absolutely floors me. This girl, I think that the way that our kind of lives converged in the moment that they did, it's so cool to be able to make memories out of your art. This was not just another movie. This was really soul bearing. You always want to find ways to kind of reveal and feel visible to yourself and others. But this one, it just had a different, we made a photo album. It wasn't a movie, you know what I mean? There was something so kind of vital and necessary personally. I can't believe other people are watching it. You know what I mean? It feels like such a, I don't know, private thing. And so it's a real thrill, this moment, it feels like exhibitionism or something. I feel fucking naked, and it's something, I love it. You know?
Even just in how close the camera is, you can feel a kind of love story between the two of you when you make this movie. I think you've described the casting process as a kind of pseudo audition. So what was the process like of getting to know Imogen and casting her in this role? The director has decided.
Please, she sent a self-tape. It was actually quite traditional. And I was I've been, I wanted to know you for so long. I'm obsessed with this person. I couldn't believe that she was kind of trying. Watching someone try hard, especially when they don't have to, I was stop, you're wasting it. We'll just get to set and we'll do it later. Stop doing the audition immediately. I don't know, I think Imi, she's been doing this for a really long time. I've been an actor for a long time. It felt like we could kind of it's nice joining a charge, but it just felt so self-generated and therefore kind of it was just so perpetuated by love and visibility, just going are we gonna allow ourselves to exist in public like this? And it was really encouraging to have somebody who was kind of at a similar stage. It's difficult. It's what I'm describing sounds so obtuse. It's just that we kind of got to a point where we went, mine now. You, yes.
And it's weird how things make sense, all the choices you make as an actor, and you make choices that you really want to make, and then they might piss other people off, or sort of you might be derailing something, but ultimately if you're authentic with it and it does make sense. And then us meeting each other and making this together was it all makes sense. Everything sort of that you believed in or believed to value or have importance, artistically or in a collaborator or another person, an artist, is realized. And that's such a kismet, strange, ineffable thing, but it is also, it's this film is evidence of that.
It's about one person, but it's also about the choir that you join, and you are just this siren. There's a real beauty and accompaniment, and I know that it's memoir, but also I really didn't want to make a movie just about this one person, so it did feel there's visibility and value is definitely what the movie's about. Is being proud of each other just makes you better, yeah. And we need all of it. I mean, there's the movie is also just about community and finding your fellow, misfits, And
That's
this
what's so cool about doing it here. It's like even hearing Amanda earlier intro the movie and like she studied here and the collaboration of it and how like the beauty of that when you find your clown car of like absolute freaks and then you're like, we're going in for the rest of your lives maybe, you know? So.
Imogen, did you read the memoir in addition to Kristen's script? Did you get to talk to Lidia? What can you say about the process of kind of delving into such an intense role?
I first came to the screenplay and then I read the brilliant memoir. And it was really cool to sort of see how Kristen had realised it in a different form, because it is such a different form. But the book itself, I can see it makes complete sense now knowing you why you were so drawn to the material, but you can smell it and you do want to touch it and you do, you know, the constant reframing of narratives and story and all of that is completely, it was so well complemented in the script. So yeah, I read the book after and then we met. Perhaps we met in between me reading the book and screenplay, but either way it was like the material so it has a real like prehensile grasp on you once you read it. It's just sort of like, it really, it's like got tentacles, that kind of writing, you know.
I'm curious, for both of you, like, if you could talk about the intimacy of shooting on 16mm film and how you actually found that process maybe generative and what this movie became. Maybe to start, Kristen, even how you decided on that?
It's a movie that should definitely exist out of time. There's no present tense. There's never a flashback. It's all just a series of, like, it's like Trace. The whole movie is an echo. None of it happened. Maybe it did. Maybe it happened differently. Maybe it would be a totally different movie from someone else's perspective. I think there's like an elliptical kind of fly by the seat of your pants lack of control that you have over burning celluloid. Like it's, it encourages kind of spiritual editing. Always you want to know like what color is this memory? And every time you roll out, it's a new color. Like I think it would have been so. I also just didn't want to shoot anything that you couldn't put your body inside of. 24 frames per second really does something. Yeah, because there's gaps. There's like space in between, and we got to take pictures, and there's just like just the we got to photograph her, and it feels like a ripped up family album that you found in someone's fucking attic. You know, it doesn't feel like something that I'm telling you. It is the opposite of prescriptive. So it's like the gaps in between those frames allow you to put your body in the movie. I don't want to like record stuff. I want to shoot it, and yeah, I mean, it would be such a different movie if I think it would have actually failed miserably. I think it would be terrible if we shot digitally, and I'm not against that format at all. But in this case, it was just it's spiritual, it's fleeting. It feels like I don't know, more personal. That's a kind of basic explanation, but it just is. It's tactile. You. I don't know. Yeah, done.
You feel it as an actor as well in the film, Imogen, that personal quality?
Yeah, and I think there's just an urgency to it. Like, the stakes are higher because you're like, well, don't fuck it up because it's going to be expensive. So it's kind of that side of it too.
Yeah, you can like. This is dorky, but you can hear. Literally, you're sitting next to a purring machine, and it's like letting you know we're rolling at all times.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah.
Makes you stand at attention. You are on your tippy toes in that environment.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, what is really amazing as well with like how exposing this role is and everything that it required is knowing that a director, it's just a very special thing to really be seen, and I wouldn't even distill it down to something as sort of the fact that my director was a woman, but I'd say that there was such a freedom and incredible relaxation in knowing that you are being seen in the way that is right for the character. That's like a real, I didn't realise that actually till we made it, but sort of the combination of Kristen's eye with Corey Waters, our DOP, it's just people who really are taking care and are really trying to get the angle literally of their subject right is like, that was quite a new experience actually.
It's cool because you're like complicit.
Yeah.
Like it was like you're in on it. Do you ever feel like? Do you ever feel viewed and totally invisible at the same time? And you're like, well, we're making a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's so clear. You really do know when someone
feel
can
aggressive.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like thievery.
Yes.
No, but you were just like adding to the stock pot every day. It was like we were. I love you so much.
I love
It
you
was
so
really
much.
hard. Yeah, dude, I can't believe what you did. I cannot believe it. I still can't believe it. I can't believe you guys just watched it. Like I want to. I'm amazed by you, dude.
To what you were saying, I mean, it's also a movie told largely in close-ups, and that I would imagine felt pretty intimate and very close between the two of you. Kristen, how did you sort of settle on that visual language?
I mean, it's, if I could have just gotten into her body, if there was like a way to John Malkovich this thing, I would have done it.
Would have watched that.
Yeah. I was like pretty addicted to the first person perspective thing, but in order to know like whose view you have, those close-ups are essential. I mean, like, you know, I'm trying to think about something. I couldn't get close enough. There was just never, like, we needed like a diopter. Like I was constantly like within, even if we like lost focus, I don't care. Proximity is so essential to feeling like this is not an objective experience. That she's kind of writing it for you. That there is like a constant feeling of authorship from this person that really, like, at any moment the movie could just fall out of itself. Like at any moment she might just drop the pen and we're all left here going, you didn't finish it. And so like her perpetuating all of the forward motion, boom. I mean, like look at our eyeballs. Like, I mean, also they look like swimming pools. Like, you literally designed, like, I couldn't have drawn. It was so weird when we first hung out and actually talked about the movie. I was like, it's so weird that you exist.
We have the same teeth too.
You're like buck teeth.
I wanted to talk a little bit about narrative and Imogen, even just playing the beats of this story. There's a real snapshot quality to the way Kristen made it. I'm not sure like what order you shot the movie in, but can you talk about sort of finding her at different points in the story and how you were able to, I suppose, tread that line yourself?
Yeah. You mean in terms of like fragmented?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was so cool, like, because each, of course, we're all still like 15 when we're 80, you know. So it's like there's the idea of like a human being being a certain age is sort of redundant. We're way too inconsistent to sort of meet that pressure. So I think like playing the life of a person is just like, it's incredible because how she is at 18, or, you know, whether the things that are in the movie, the things that aren't in the movie, we shot a lot of stuff and all of that's useful because it's all the fabric of a character, and whether it's like a rapacious appetite by the fridge, or whether it's hearing she didn't get a full scholarship to a certain college or whatever, those scenes inform the mother at the end of the film. Like, it's all that person. So especially someone who's reckoning with their choices a lot and the sabotage, and then of course the kind of the hope and the euphoria. I think you just can lean on all these different ages. Of course, what was difficult sometimes is remembering where you are. So that's where, you know, Krista would come in with the book and sort of be like, remember that you've just come from this and you're going into this, because that is very helpful to ground you and make sure that you're not playing a confidence that hasn't been earned yet, or a sexuality that hasn't been crystallized yet, you know, or matured or whatever. But it's fucking great. I mean, and the younger actresses were so amazing as well, like, floored by what they did in this film.
Kristen, how many days did you have to shoot this, and what were, I suppose, some of the big choices you had to make, knowing this is an independent film and we can't get everything we want on an independent film?
I think like our worst day on the movie is not in the movie. I was like, it had such bad vibes and juju, and it was a real set piece. It was an enormous. If you would have told me that we ruined that day, didn't accomplish it, and then you didn't even need it in the final version, I would be like, well, there's no movie without that. I was just deadly wrong about that. You come home and kind of enter this safe harbor of an edit in which you get to open the gifts that you ignored or were sort of unaware of on the day. And our character's on a really fervent death drive. And I wanted to make sure that I think that I could have sliced this thing in so many, there were so many different shapes of this. It's malleable. I'm kind of shocked by our failures being every moment of enlightenment. You know what I mean? Like every time we knocked our teeth out, ultimately, like it's the best part of, like, my favorite parts of the movie felt like travesties. And then came home and went, wow, but look at how it's like limping. Like, look at how it's standing. And it's so beautiful. Like, no, I mean, I guess, like, we shot in Latvia, and we shot for a long time. I mean, we shot for like 32 days. We were in Malta. Like she said, we shot a lot more than we needed, but we did have to have, like, the breadth of life is felt. We went everywhere. There's a line that's not in the movie anymore, but it's like, I feel like I've been everywhere before. And we did that. You know what I mean? It's almost like that line is still in the movie because it just spiritually is. Yeah.
The editing feels so alive in this movie. I can almost feel you in the editing room putting this thing together and finding the kind of emotional threads that you ultimately put together there. It must have been a beast to edit, though, right?
It's like tedious, yes, but it was so cool to find all of the emotional sinews, like one thing leads to another. Like, I had written all of these flashes into the movie, but ultimately, like, the imagery was replaced by things that we discovered. And, like the first couple flashes are like various moments in her life where she saw her hand covered in blood. And that was in the script. We didn't have to swap that out for anything, but there were things that we, like, there were striking moments in the edit where it was like, oh my God, that is like that. This is exactly, like, we set ourselves up for fucking success, because if you stay open to the kind of fleeting nature of why your memories feel neurological, they're so physical. So we had to go, like, live a whole life in order to slice it up and stitch it back together like a sort of quilt. And the movie has its own memories. It's totally its own beast. I had zero control over its volition. It has such a mind of its own. It often was just going like, stop trying to control me. I will show you exactly what to cut to. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, it was such a sort of generative and like intuitive edit process, but also miserable and hell. Miserable hell.
You can feel the specialness on the screen. Unfortunately, do not have time for signings or photos. We do have to leave it there. But thank you both so much. And thank you all for coming out today.
Thank you.